Hello, my friend. If you love design and decorating, I really think you are going to love this video today. So we stayed at an Airbnb and I was so inspired by every little design detail. And so I filmed it and I'm going to give you a tour today through this Airbnb that we stayed at. I think you're gonna love it. And I think you'll come away with a lot of design inspiration. So I actually reached out to the homeowners of this Airbnb to make sure it was okay for me to share this with you. And they were more than willing to let me, but I do wanna let you know if you wanna actually see the listing for this Airbnb, maybe consider staying in it. I will leave the description or the link in the description for you. And the designer of this home, they have like a little paper there in the home to share, but the designer is Shay Mattingly. And she has an Instagram account at Teton Design. I will leave that below for you as well if you want to dive into more of her work. But I was so inspired. And as you're watching these clips, make sure that you like hone in on all the little detail because everything was so thoughtfully curated and considered, down from like the curtain rings to the rugs, to the layering of the pillows. I was just so inspired staying there, and I really thought you would love to see this home. So I wish I would have got more information about how old it was, but it was clearly an older home, but they had done such a good job at just infusing character and charm into this already charming home. And I'm gonna take you through every single little space in this home. It wasn't a big home, but there was a lot of rooms. Now for a family of 6, when we travel, we basically have to get 2 hotel rooms now, which actually gets really expensive. So we prefer to stay in Airbnbs. And this was actually during Thanksgiving. I kind of held on to these clips. I thought it would be the perfect video to share with you in the new year, to get you excited, to maybe refresh your home and to give you some decorating ideas. So I've held on to these clips, but it was so nice to actually be in an Airbnb because we had pumpkin pie to make and sweet potato casserole. And so it was really nice to have a full functioning kitchen where I could make that and then take to our family gathering. So we had family in Idaho Falls, and it just made more sense to stay a couple nights there, extend our time with family, and also provide a little place to relax and enjoy the holidays. Now, I don't think I want to narrate this whole tour for you, but there are some things I just want to point out so that you can just sit back and enjoy the rest of the tour. But I really loved the use of pattern and color. Pattern and color is typically something I'm a little scared of doing too much of. But I really appreciate it at the same time. So it was really fun to see what kind of wallpaper she pulled out into each bedroom, what kind of pillow combinations that she brought in, the texture on the furniture and the pattern in the rugs. Every little detail just came together so beautifully. I loved seeing what kind of finishes in the light fixtures and curtain rods, and even down to like the switch plates in the home, all the kind of finishes that were brought together to just give every single thing in this home such detail. And I love especially how she staged it as an Airbnb. It's a little different than you might do in a home because a home needs a little more functioning and practicality, but for an Airbnb, you can really have a lot of fun with the staging. And so I love to see what she put on top of the dresser tops or on top of the mantle, the decorations that she added to the coffee table. Everything was so interesting and curated so beautifully. I did get really curious about where she got her linens. They looked very high end to me. You know me, I'm obsessed with linens, from throw blankets to pillows and everything in between, towels, you name it. I just love linens. So I did kind of investigate for us, and a lot of her pillow covers and blankets were the Threshold brand design, which is Studio McGee's Target line. Actually, it may be her Studio McGee brand. No, I think Threshold is just the Target line. Anyway, so it'd be fun to go and shop on Threshold to see if you could find some of these pillow covers and blankets and things if you see one that you really, really like. It was super fun for the kids. Down in the basement, they had stashed these jars full of candy. I don't love my kids eating too much candy, but I thought that was such a fun idea. She had a record player. My kids had a heyday pulling out the records They had like the Greatest Showman records, just tons of stuff. My kids just absolutely enjoyed turning that on and enjoying that downstairs space with a beautiful little living room area, cozy bedrooms. I was just amazed at how beautiful and cozy they made a basement in an old home feel. I was so inspired by that. I loved looking around the home and seeing what colors they painted the trim and the doors. I saw pink doors and bold green trim that matched and coordinated with the wallpaper. Everything was just amazing. It was really nice that they also provided like games and puzzles and lots of things to entertain kiddos, and they had it displayed so beautifully. There was like this upstairs loft that also functioned as a bedroom, and it was just really fun to have like a little table there that kids could play games on. It was just so inviting and playful at the same time, so it was perfect for all of us. Now the kitchen was very cozy and small, but I appreciated how they labeled every drawer, because you know how you're in a kitchen that's not your own and trying to find where things are can be difficult. So it was nice that it was all labeled. It was a very tight space, and if that was like my home kitchen, I would find that challenging because you can't hardly have two people. You can't hardly have the fridge open and anyone walking through. But for an Airbnb, it was perfect. It was just cozy and simple because you're not gonna do a ton of cooking there. So I just thought it was lovely. And all the cups and dishes, they were just so well staged, so well thought out, and very homey. Of course, the outside was beautiful as well. We were there just when snow was starting to fall in that area. So it was quite magical and beautiful. It's a darling old farmhouse style in a really beautiful neighborhood. So just being out there and seeing that home was quite a treat. And just a couple more thoughts here before I just let you loose and be able to sit and enjoy every little detail. But I was really inspired by the fact that I don't think a lot of like major updating of walls and trim and even some flooring, I don't think they did a lot of updating there. They really kind of kept the bones of the house and then decorated accordingly. So I thought that was really inspiring. If you find yourself with an old home and feeling tempted to update all the flooring or break down walls to make things more functional, I hope this inspires you that you can actually just keep what's there and rethink it, add that pattern and color and texture. And it's just amazing what you can do with an old space and how refreshed it can feel if you put a little thought into it. So I hope that is inspiring for you as it was for me. I just left almost craving an older home. Actually, I always crave an older home. I just love old homes and the charm, but I loved how cozy it was, how each room transitioned into a new one that had its own unique look. I just felt really, really inspired. So just take a minute to sit and relax and enjoy the rest of this Airbnb tour, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to know if you found a detail that I captured for you that really inspired you, if you've stayed at an Airbnb that left you inspired. I just would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. So anyway, enjoy. Thanks for visiting with me today, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.